What's going on, everybody? Mr. Pummel here, and we are on our third tennis lesson. And a quick little review. Obviously, you can see I'm at home right now where I'm sending this lesson to you virtually. And we're going to do a little bit of a review real quick and then go into the activity for the day, what you should be getting out of. Again, our I can statement is you can identify certain rules and gameplay strategies. So today we're going to talk about some of those things, but obviously you see right here, I'm in my family room on the coffee table. I don't recommend going to the coffee table and taping it all up or drawing on it. But if you have the resources at home and you can mark a court, it's a great activity to kind of get some of the labeling. So as a quick review from last time, here's a tennis court. What I have right here is our back line, which is our baseline. That's the point of the court where you serve from. We also have service boxes, a box here, service line, center service line, service box. We have the back court, this area right here. Again, baseline on this side. And then we have sidelines. You will notice I only have one set of sidelines because I'm playing singles. If we were playing doubles, you would need an additional set of sidelines outside of that area with an alley in the middle. But because we're playing singles, we only need one sideline. You also see in the middle, I have a net. If you don't have a net at home, you could always use something like tape or just a pretend line, put something across, a stack of books, anything like that. And if you aren't like Mr. Pummel who just has ping pong stuff available, you could always use a pot or a pan, the same thing that you're going to be using to demonstrate your forehand stroke. But for today, you're going to see me take on Miss Pummel with a little mini indoor tennis. And while we're playing, I'm going to explain some rules and some strategies that will help you out during this unit. Now, before we begin gameplay for tennis, there's a couple different terms that you need to know. First off, scoring in tennis can be a little confusing, so that's why it's nice to be able to watch some people play and walk you through the scoring to make it a little simpler. Again, there's a Google Doc that's attached and you can read through, and if you understand it, that's great. But if not, make sure you keep watching this video. Number one, a tennis match consists of 3 sets. You have to win 2 of the 3 sets to win the match. Each set consists of games, 6 games. So there are 6 games per set, and there are 3 sets per match. And again, that can be a little confusing, but as we go through, you should be able to get a hang of it. Now, to start a game of tennis, what you do is you need to determine who is going to serve. A game of tennis starts with a serve. So what we're going to do is we have a racket right here, my ping pong paddle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Miss Pummel pick either blue or black, and I'm going to toss this racket wherever it lands. That determines who serves. Miss Pummel, blue or black? Blue. Blue. It landed on blue, so now Miss Pummel can either choose to serve or what side of the table she would like.
I'll stay on this side.
Miss Pummel staying on this side, I'll be serving first. Now, like I just mentioned, the serve is the first part of the game. Every single point begins with the serve. Hint, hint, test question. Now, you're serving, you always start from the right side. So this side of the table or tennis court, the right side, and you have to serve diagonal into the service court. Okay, again, this box with the service line and the center service line. On my serve, I have to hit it in the air over the net into this box, and Miss Pummel has to hit it back after it bounces 1 time. She has to let the serve bounce 1 time. After it bounces 1 time on the serve, after that, it's free for all. You can hit the ball wherever you want. You don't have to wait until it bounces, but it must go over the net each and every time. The last thing before we start playing is these lines on the tennis court, or these boundary areas. If the ball lands on a white line, it is considered in. A ball that lands on the line is in. So here's what we have. Before each point, the server will call out the score. So right now we are in set number 1. The score is 0-0. Oh yeah, buddy. So I scored the first point. This is where things get a little tricky in tennis. So tennis, there's different terminology for each point. So the score is 1-0 right now, but instead of saying 1, they made it a little confusing. Don't ask why. It's really 15. So 1 equals 15, and you can look in the doc and see exactly what that looks like. So right now the score is 15-0, and now I move to the other side of the court. So now I'm serving on the left side, or the ad side, into this box right here. A couple other things you should note. When you are serving in tennis, you get 2 attempts each serve to get the ball over the net into the opponent's serving box. So if I miss one of my serves, that's fine. I get another chance to do that. However, once you put a serve over successful, each person after that point can only hit the ball 1 time before it has to go over the net and in. So you can't pass it to yourself. You can't mess up and then hit it again. You only get one swing after that to hit the ball over the net. So here we go. Again, it's 15. In tennis, they call 0 love. So 15 love. Here we go. Ooh. Mrs. Pummel into the net, which makes it 30 to love. So you add another 15. I have 2 points. So 15 and 15, 30 to love. Now I move over to the right side of the court again. This is called the deuce side. So I'm going diagonal into Miss Pummel's service box. Ooh, I hit it into the net, which means Mrs. Pummel has her first point. No longer at love. So now the score is, I call mine first, so 30 to Mrs. Pummel's 15. So here we go. Now I'm on the left side, serving over to Miss Pummel, 30 to 15. Forehand. Oh, you love to see it. At this point now, it gets a little more confusing. Instead of adding 15 for my third point, 3 equals 40. So now the score is 40 to 15. Now I move over to the right side. 40, 15. Ooh, it hit the net and went over into the box. When that happens, it's called a let, which means I get to redo my first serve because it went in the box. It just touched the net first. On a serve, it cannot hit the net. It's got to go straight into the box. So here's we got 40 to 15, first serve. Ooh, Mr. Pummel missed again. Now it is 40 to 30. I move over again. Ooh, Mr. Pummel got her.
If I could back up, I would have had it.
Yeah, you know, restrictions in the house.
Restricted.
So at that point, that is my fourth point. If you win 4 points, you win the game. And again, you're playing to 6 each set. So there are 6 games in that set. You're trying to get all the way to 6. So we could keep playing. So right now that would be 1 to 0, Mr. Pummel. At this point now, Miss Pummel becomes the server. So I'll give her the ball. She starts on the right side of her court, serving diagonal to me. It is now 0 to 1 games, but it's and it's 0 to 0 in this second game.
No.
There we go. Switching spots. Score, Miss Pummel. The server always calls out the score before serving.
0 to 15.
Love. Ooh, got a little shaky with the table there. Point, Miss Pummel.
15, 15.
You love to see it. Score, Mrs. Pummel.
15, 30.
Ooh, Mr. Pummel into the nets.
30, 30.
You love to see that. So here's another example of a rule in tennis. After the serve, it's a free-for-all pretty much. So because I hit the net and it went over, but it wasn't my serve, that counts. So it would be my point on that one. Score, Miss Pummel. 30, 30.
Is it 30, 30?
I think so.
I think so.
What do you think it is?
It's 40, 30.
You were not by 2.
No, you're winning.
Oh, Miss Pummel thinks I'm winning. This is another good question. If you are playing someone, and again, it gets a little confusing like that, and you don't know the score, you always go back to the last score that you both can agree on. So, I can agree that it was 30-30 at some point. So, Miss Pummel will serve again, 30-30, because I'm not sure what the score is right now.
Can I serve from this spot?
Yep, and you'll serve from the deuce spot. All right, so Mr. Pummel hit it into the net. So now Miss Pummel is up 40 to 30. If she scores this point, she wins. Now, if I score this point, we would both be at 15, 30, 40. The score would be 3 to 3. You have to win by 2. So if Miss Pummel scores here, she wins. If I score here, then we have to keep playing to see who wins 2 straight points. No pressure, Miss Pummel. What a shot. What an epic shot. Now, when both players both had this amount of points, again, we both scored 1, 15, 15, both scored 2, 30, 30, both scored 3, 40, 40. It's called deuce. And now we are playing until somebody scores 2 straight points. Let's get it, Miss Pummel. Deuce. Sorry, people.
That
I
was
gotta
so
do it to her.
rude.
At this point now, I have the advantage. So Mrs. Pummel would call this add out. Advantage to my opponent. So if I score, I win this because I scored 2 straight points. If Miss Pummel does, it goes back to deuce. Sorry, Miss Pummel. Oh, no! I got a little aggressive on the forehand. It is now back to deuce. Now I'm not going to keep going because I don't want you to see me whoop Miss Pummel in a game of small ball tennis. But you're starting to get the gist. So here's what I encourage you to do. Take some time at home. See if you can at least label a court. This could be on the floor. It could be on a coffee table. If you get permission from who's running the household, you can set up a net with books or whatnot. You can use pots or pans to be able to hit the ball. And again, if you can find somebody to teach how to score and how to play, it will help you a great deal. Again, some of the main concepts, understanding what a point is during a game. You're trying to win 6 games in a set, and you are trying to win 2 of 3 sets to win a match. Game, set, match. Also understanding the terminology. 0 equals love, 1 equals 15, 2 equals 30, 3 equals 40. If both teams have 40 each, it becomes deuce, and then you have to win 2 points in a row. Again, you should have an understanding of the court, sidelines, baseline, service court, center service line, back service line, and the center hashtag or center mark you saw divided the area of where we played. Hopefully you got a little bit out that. Make sure that you check the Google Forms, submit that for your credit, and then go ahead and find someone to play a little indoor tennis with so you get this together. We'll see you next time during Fitness Friday. Hold the racket. Prepare. Here we go. Ooh. Hey! Here we go. Next one. Hey, you.
What?
Swing the ball.